Hello guys from my hotel room, London Heathrow's Premier Inn Terminal 4 again. And yeah, do you know what? When I arrive back into Heathrow, what I normally do is I'll just head down to the underground station and jump on the Piccadilly Line, which takes me into London city centre. If I'm not in any rush, that's absolutely fine, isn't it? But what if I was in a rush? Well, what are the options? We've got the Heathrow Express, haven't we, really? And the Elizabeth Line, which is a little bit quicker than the Underground, but yeah, it's nowhere near as fast as the Heathrow Express. So, just for you guys, I've invested some of my hard-earned cash into buying a ticket for the Heathrow Express, and I'm going to show you what it's like. Is it worth the money? Well, we're going to be asking these questions a little bit later on, so why don't you come with me and head over to Terminal 2, I think I'm going to pick it up from. And we'll jump on board and we'll see what it's got to offer, won't we? I'll catch you in a bit. Okay, so making my way down to the Elizabeth Line station at Terminal 4, and you are faced with your first decision really, and these large information boards are really useful. But as you can see here, the Heathrow Express doesn't go from Terminal 4, and because of that, I have to wait for an Elizabeth Line train to take me from here across to the next station, Heathrow Terminals 2 and 3, where the Express does stop, having originated from Terminal 5. So I did that, but obviously that's going to add a few minutes onto your journey straight away. There were what I assume Heathrow Express staff on the platform, although it said Heathrow Rail on their jacket, so I could be wrong. But I guess they can help you get on the right train, because woe betide you if you get on the Heathrow Express with an Elizabeth Line ticket. You will get a penalty fare or prosecution according to the board here. But beneath that you do get a list of times for both lines, although there is an asterisk against the Elizabeth Line stating that journey times are approximate only. I'm always a bit wary about asterisks, they always raise this kind of element of uncertainty into things, don't they? Anyway, the Heathrow Express was confidently stating 15 minutes, which was great, but you can add another 8 minutes onto that straight away, because that was how long I was going to have to wait for the next train to come. Right, well, I'm here on platform 2 at London Heathrow Terminals 2 and 3, I guess. And I just got here on the Elizabeth Line from Terminal 4 and had to get off that, of course, and then wait on the platform for the Heathrow Express. Now, according to the boards here, Heathrow Express takes 15 minutes and the Elizabeth Line takes 30 minutes, 29 minutes from Heathrow Terminals 2 and 3. By the time I've got off and waited for the Heathrow Express, well, the Elizabeth Line would be kind of almost halfway there. So if you're travelling from Terminal 4, certainly my first thoughts are that it's just going to be easy to stay on the Elizabeth Line. And of course, if you're travelling from Terminals 2 and 3, then things may be different. Anyway, just waiting for the train now. Another 5 minutes and see what it's like. Yeah, so this is the first factor in your decision-making process really, because it definitely depends on which terminal you're arriving into. If it's Terminal 4, it just doesn't seem worth it. You might as well just stay on the Liz line, which is going to take approximately, don't forget, 29 or 30 minutes, depending on which board you read. It's going to be cheaper, and you don't have to change trains. And from the other terminals, it's a straight choice between the two. Or don't forget, you also have the Piccadilly Underground line, and that goes from all 4 operational terminals. And then after that, there's always the bus. Well, I'll run through the various journey times and prices towards the end of the video, but for now, my train was approaching. I must admit, I was quite excited to see how good this service actually was. Our train was an 8-coach class 387, 2 4-coach units coupled together really. I thought I'd board the train via the sparsely populated business first section. I didn't have a ticket for this area, but I thought it was worth a look anyway. As you would expect, there is plenty of luggage storage, and the carriage is laid out in a 2-1 seating configuration in this part. A mixture of airline style and table seating. There are flip down tables and USB plus conventional power sockets along the sides here. The seats looked okay, but nothing special really. And moving through the sliding doors, we come to the standard class carriages, where there were a few passengers scattered about in this 2-2 seating arrangement. And again, plenty of storage available for large luggage, and quite usefully, where you have the seats facing each other, you just have like a small side holder for drinks, and that gives you additional space for luggage when the train is busy. So we're going to time the train, and we're going to see whether it does what it says on the tin. 09:18 we left, and if it really does take just 15 minutes, I'm going to have to work really hard to film a comprehensive review of the train. A flip-down seat-back table was clean, legroom was adequate in the airline style seats, and again USB plus conventional power supply to the one side here. The seats, they have a sort of a purple moquette, darker than the Elizabeth line ones, and they do look and feel comfortable enough for this short journey. Armrests are between the seats and at both sides too. Above your head is quite roomy luggage space, designed particularly for cabin bags, I would suspect. There are information screens near to the main luggage storage areas, and here's a closer look at the storage as we burst out of the Heathrow tunnels, speeding towards London. At this point I move to another seat just to show you the differences really. I do like these cup holders, and there's no denying there's plenty of power sockets on the train. But now it was time to quickly have a look at the accessible toilet, of which there is one in every 4-car unit. Now this is really good in my opinion. Normally when I use the toilet on a train, I want to check that there's water available before I cover my hands in soap, just in case I can't wash it off. But on the Heathrow Express, once I'd figured it out, you cannot use one before the other. So I guess you just have to trust that there is water available, and then a series of flashing lights takes you through the process that even idiots like me can work it out eventually. There's a good mirror above and plenty of toilet tissue available, and yeah, everything was really clean, including the baby changing table. Top marks here for the toilet, it was exceptionally good. We sped through Ealing Broadway, which is also used by National Rail and the Elizabeth Central and District lines. And then we passed Acton, where we're going too fast really to get most of the numbers of the Class 66s dotted about the various sidings here. We overtaken Elizabeth Line Class 345 at Acton Wood, and I must say, externally the Elizabeth Line trains look much smarter than these Heathrow Express units. It would help of course if the windows were cleaned, but yeah, it was a lovely day outside, but the state of these windows didn't really correlate with much of a premium experience in my opinion. Anyway, there was just enough time to check out the Wi-Fi, which connected really well. There is a silent procedure you have to go through, but yeah, once connected it was fast enough for streaming video, including YouTube and such like. So as we head towards our final destination of Paddington, let's do a few comparisons. I booked my Heathrow Express ticket about a month in advance, and it cost me £17 one way. That was an advanced discounted single from Heathrow to Paddington, and you can use it from any of the terminals, that's Terminal 2 and 3 or Terminal 5. Now, I believe you can get them cheaper than this, but it's all about booking well in advance, and for a lot of people flying into Heathrow, on the day prices are realistically the more likely option. So let's consider walk-up prices, and these were all correct at the time of this video. The Heathrow Express standard class ticket is £25 one way. Now, business first is a staggering £32. The Elizabeth Line, according to the Transport for London website, £12.80 from Heathrow into Zone 1 of central London. Now that's not too bad I guess, and as I said before, if you're flying into Terminal 4, it's just as quick as changing onto the Heathrow Express pretty much, it might even be quicker. A trip on the Piccadilly Underground train's dirty seats is going to cost you £5.80, but you're looking at about an hour and using Paddington as a relevant comparison. A National Express will get you into London Victoria from Heathrow's Terminals 2 and 3 coach station in just over an hour, but yeah, it's going to cost you £10, so forget that. And the bus, well, That's probably the cheapest, but it's anybody's guess how long that would take. I'll leave that to the London bus experts to advise on that one. So 09:32 we arrived into Paddington. You cannot argue with that. End to end in 15 minutes as promised, maybe a little bit less if anything. I disembarked the train and I made my way over to the gate line. There is no doubt in my mind that the Heathrow Express is easily the most convenient option if you're heading into central London. But boy, it does come at a price. I guess you have to ask yourself, how important is that 15 minutes I've just saved compared to the Elizabeth line? And if it's important to you, then yeah, just pay the money. I'd love to know what you'd do, and yeah, have you used this train? And what did you think of it? Please let me know in the comments below. I would use it again, but only if I could be sure of my plans and can book it well in advance. It's not an on-the-day consideration for me at all.
This train is called Piccadilly and at C5, exit trains.
And arriving at the gate line, this was actually the first time I tried to use my ticket as there was no onboard ticket inspection. Well, it wouldn't work properly, but yeah, I think this was probably related to not scanning it at the start of my journey, to be honest, as I had used the free train from Terminal 4. Anyway, I was let through and I headed outside the station, but I just took a minute or two to summarise the journey. Alright guys, what do you think of that? Just arrived at Paddington station and yeah, well, it's certainly fast, isn't it? So yeah, express by name, express by nature. 50 minutes bang on pretty much. Yeah, I really liked it, but it's expensive, isn't it? I paid £17, that was an advance saver. I think you can get them cheaper than that. But yeah, walk-up fares are a lot more expensive. For me, I think happy medium is the Elizabeth line, and I'll probably look to taking that a lot more in the future. Thank you very much for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and I'm sure I'll catch you on another adventure soon. Until then guys, as always, cheers for now.